The health risks we face aren't always visible. We spend 90% of our time indoors, where air pollution can be up to 5 times worse than outdoors. Most pollutants impacting indoor air quality originate from sources within buildings. So, how often do we consider the quality of air that we breathe at work? Since 2020, we've become more aware of how illnesses spread through the air. Poor indoor air quality can lead to headaches, respiratory issues, fatigue, and infections that may cause serious long-term health conditions or even be fatal. Workplaces, as places people are required to go, carry a responsibility for safety under duty of care. This is particularly critical for individuals with chronic conditions who face greater risks. In fact, 1 in 2 Australians lives with a chronic condition that may be worsened by poor air quality. And for employers, the impact extends beyond physical health. Cognitive function can also decline, leading to reduced productivity, more errors, and higher rates of absence. In many ways, the air we breathe deeply affects our health and well-being, yet many remain unaware of these risks. It's time to change that. In modern workplaces, every employer has a duty to ensure their employees are breathing safe, clean air.
There are no robust indoor air quality standards in Australia at the moment. In fact, they don't exist anywhere in the world. That lack of standards and the lack of regulation means that many people are suffering as a result of poor indoor air quality throughout buildings in Australia.
We breathe 17 kilograms of air a day, and to put that into context, we eat about 1.2 kilograms of food and we drink about 2 kilograms of water. And so when we think about the regulation and the protection we have around our food and water systems, and compare that to our air, which is many times more important for our environmental exposure, why would we challenge ourselves with really bad air? It doesn't make any sense, and it actually is entirely preventable. There are a number of studies which have looked at this, that we know when the air is good indoors, we are smarter, better versions of ourselves.
Business leaders might be wondering what they can do practically when it comes to indoor air quality. There are some really simple steps they can take to prioritise the health and well-being of their employees. One of those is improving ventilation indoors, opening windows when we can, opening doors when we can, and perhaps even installing new windows and doors to allow for better ventilation of our indoor spaces. A very simple thing we can do is to install air purifiers. They work very effectively at removing all the nasties from the air. They remove the bugs, they remove the pollutants, and they really do purify the air and guarantee that it's much more safe. We wouldn't think twice about making sure that a building is accessible to somebody in a wheelchair. In the same way, we shouldn't think twice about making sure a building is accessible for somebody who suffers from asthma, somebody who's currently living with cancer, somebody who's very young, somebody who's very old, or someone who lives with someone in any of those categories. And when you start to add up the numbers, that actually means millions and millions of Australians are in that category, and all of them should be guaranteed access to a building with safe air. Ultimately, improving indoor air quality is an authentic commitment to diversity, inclusion and accessibility.
Clean indoor air isn't just a benefit, it's a basic right. Act now. Create a safer environment for all your employees. Visit the Safer Air Project to learn how you can improve indoor air quality in your workplace.